This is a criminally underrated anime movie, with a 6 on my anime list, but it deserves better and more recognition. And you should definitely watch this movie if you like anime like Psycho-Pass or Ghost in the Shell. But first, let me explain more so you can decide if this movie is the right fit for you. What if the perfect world was the problem? That's the question at the heart of Harmony. Directed by Michael Arias and Takashi Nakamura and based on the novel by Project Itoh, set after a global catastrophe known as the Maelstrom, the world rebuilds itself into what looks like a utopia. Disease is nearly eradicated, war and crime are controlled, and every human life is carefully monitored through advanced nanotechnology and a system called WatchMe. Sounds very similar to Palantir and what Palantir wants to do. The World Health Organization essentially governs the world, turning society into one built on absolute health, safety, and kindness. But this kindness suffocates our main protagonist, Tuan. We follow Tuan Kirie, a former teenage rebel turned government inspector. She once tried to escape this system as a teenager alongside her friend Mika, a girl who rejected the idea of a controlled, perfect life. I also want to point towards a clip of them talking about this controlled, perfect life and what it was like. It's a very funny clip.
Our bodies, our tits, our pussies, our wombs. These are ours. They belong to us. We'll shout it from the rooftops without saying a word.
The story begins with a failed suicide pact, but years later it comes back in the most unexpected way possible, because one day out of nowhere, thousands of people commit suicide at the same time, which feels like Order 66 or Light writing names in the Death Note, because you see people just falling and dying like and just doing some crazy shit and dying. And suddenly this perfect world doesn't feel so perfect or safe anymore. Tuan is pulled into the society she tried to escape, now tasked with uncovering the truth behind these mass suicides. But as she digs deeper, everything starts pointing back to Mika, the girl who is believed to be dead and once believed the true freedom could only exist outside the system, even if that meant death. What starts as a mystery slowly turns into something bigger with big ideas and themes. Not just who is behind this, but why the world without pain might also be a world without meaning. The film leans heavily into philosophical ideas about free will control, what it means to be human in a society that has removed suffering at the cost of individuality. Harmony doesn't show you a dystopia, it shows you a world that people would actually choose, and then asks if that choice was never really yours to begin with. Someone's utopia is another man's dystopia. Harmony changed my life because it made me think about what it means to truly write something inspiring. It's been a long time since I've felt inspired to write, and Harmony brought that out of me. I think it's the way it tackles its themes which really made me so tied to this anime. And honestly, it should have been an OVA rather than a movie to spread things out more, to flesh out more things, but a 2-hour movie is good. It's good enough for me, at least. But I digress. Heavy themes that are covered in Harmony are such as free will, the freedom death can give you, individuality versus collectivism, trauma, escapism, and silent depression. There is probably so much more I missed, but that just goes to show you how deep with themes this movie gets and can make you start thinking philosophically about life and the future, and I love that kind of thing. We live in the head of Tuan most of the time, but we always have like this invisible force and connection to Mika, as her presence is always intertwined with Tuan, whether that be through flashbacks or whether that just be through flashbacks, right? And people mentioning her in real life in the show. We do get to see other characters, but I am a fan of how small the cast is, making it condensed and us really getting a feel for our main characters. But we get to see a lot of how the world works, and this is important for sci-fi anime like this, and something I will have to use for my own writing when it comes to writing sci-fi stories, right? Is like making sure to show the audience how the world works. But yeah, we get to see a lot of different settings, which adds to this. We see what the controlled world looks like, and the non-controlled world looks like, and how this happiness feels more authentic in the non-controlled world. And for some reason, you know, when it goes to the non-controlled world, it's just like the Middle East, and it's like brown people, it's like darker skinned people. But as soon as you reach the controlled world, it's like light skinned people. You know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there were some dark skinned people in that world. I don't think so. It's just funny. As soon as you get to the non-controlled world, it's like dark skinned people. Like, you know, you can have a little diversity in there. It doesn't really matter. But maybe that's just a little side complaint. I don't really care. But anyway, there was so much packed in these 2 hours. Almost too much, really. So that's why I wish there was like a 2-part OVA. Too much is better than too little. So it's more like a nitpick than an actual complaint. Something that might have turned you off from watching this might have been the animation style, but it's from the studio 4 Degrees. And Studio 4 Degrees, they like to do this kind of style. I actually found Harmony because I really liked All You Need Is Kill. Go check out that review once this review is done. But I want to see what the anime studio created, right? So, and they created like anime like the CGI Berserk, Memories, The Sea of Monsters, Children, The Animatrix, Halo Legends, Springen, which are all anime you should check out. So yeah, the animation is unique, but we get used to it, or you just need to open your mind to a different look. And if you're gonna Animemax, you need to be open-minded to different animation styles. This lends itself to some pretty good cinematography, not only in terms of shots, but the shots are good, but I think it really shows its true colors was through the color palette. Ironically, they chose pink to be the color of choice for the utopian world, which is fitting because pink means innocence and sweetness, and everyone who lives there is innocent and sweet. And when you go to the other worlds, it reflects a more realistic color palette, like browns and whatnot, like a darker, you know, just like browns. You know, you in nature you mostly see the color brown. That's the most common color in the world, probably, or green or blue. So in the end, I have to give Harmony a B, which is an 8 out of 10 in my rankings. That's really high, with a chance for promotion to an A. But I just have to let that simmer a little bit more, you know, just let it season a little bit more, right, before I promote it to an A status, right? This is also why you should watch my video on how to watch anime, so you're able to find hidden gem animes like this. You should definitely watch Psycho-Pass, Ghost in the Shell, Vivi, and Babylon, and Ergo Proxy if you liked Harmony. Did I mention Vivi Florent Eye Songs? Did I mention that anime? I think I did. Vivi Florent Eye Songs. Go watch that one too. Vivi's completely underrated, right? Because I utilized one of my strategies from my how to watch anime video, which is go through, if you like an anime from a studio, just go through that studio and see what the top anime is, right? And you might find something you really enjoy, and that's what I did here for Harmony as well, right? That was from All You Need Is Kill, and I found Harmony from there. That's a side tangent. Keep on going on these side tangents. Anyway, what did you think about Harmony? Will you watch it? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Or did you just think it was mid? Let me know in the comments. Make sure to subscribe, like, comment for more anime content, and Jane, my anime cult.